Superman does whatever a Superman can. Flies in the sky, punches a guy, he's Superman.
Okay, we've got the first Superman trailer, and I'm just going to play it and talk about it. So, this is from James Gunn, the maker of Guardians of the Galaxy. He's done the Peacemaker show and the second Suicide Squad movie, which was considerably better than the first one, although too long, and it really devolved into just such nonsense at the end. I did enjoy the Peacemaker show. I thought it was pretty funny and had a reasonably decent plot for a superhero show. And as far as Guardians of the Galaxy, I thought number 1, the first Guardians, was absolute genius. I loved it. I thought number 2 was a huge letdown, but number 3 I genuinely did enjoy. It wasn't perfect, but it was pretty good, and it was definitely a little more emotional and sort of hard to watch at times. So he is now in charge of the DCU, the new sort of independent DC film universe, given a lot of control, along with Peter Safran, over the future of the cinematic DC comic book universe, and a new start. He's doing a completely new start with this kind of being the first major film in the DCU, and most of the actors that played characters in the past are gone. So, new Superman. David Corenswet is the new Superman, and I know a lot of people are upset that Henry Cavill is no longer Superman, but I do think it was time to move on. I mean, just like with Spider-Man, you couldn't have Tobey Maguire be Spider-Man forever. You have to move on. You couldn't have, you couldn't have any of the Batmans still be Batman. So, you have to change the actors for these superhero roles, and I think it was time with a brand new restart. And I think David Corenswet is a great choice. He looks the part, and he's a good actor in what I've seen, and I think he'll do a great job. So let's watch this trailer. I'm going to put it on in slow motion and just talk about it as we go. Hang on. I'm going to just also bring up the cast, because I'm never going to remember all the different names of everybody in this movie. So I'm going to have a cheat sheet here. Well, actually, before we watch this, and excuse my just fumbling here, but David Corenswet is Superman. Rachel Brosnahan from The Marvelous Miss Maisel, which I still haven't watched, is Lois Lane. I think she really looks the part. Millie Alcock from House of the Dragon is Supergirl, although you don't see her in this. Nicholas Hoult is Lex Luthor. I love Nicholas Hoult. I think he's a fantastic actor. I think he's going to do a really good job as Lex Luthor. And I don't think we've had a great Lex Luthor in a really long time, so that's cool. Then we've got Isabella Merced. I don't remember how to pronounce her name. As Hawkgirl, Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner, and you'll see in this trailer he's got a really amazing wig. We have, and a bunch of others. A bunch of others. All right. So we open on a snowy field with Superman crashing to the ground. Something's gone wrong. We're not sure what, but we see him sort of lying there in the crater, not looking so good. It's a good opening for the trailer. I like it. You get to see his suit here. A lot of people have complained about the suit. I don't know. I don't care. I think it looks okay. It may be not the best fitting suit I've ever seen, but depending on what they're going for here, I think it works just fine. It's Superman. He sort of always has a cheesy suit. And now we've got him as Clark Kent. I think they do a really good job of making him look like a sort of gawky, ungainly, clumsy-looking dude. The suit doesn't fit very well. It's a good contrast with the glasses. And yes, this answers the question of whether Superman bleeds or not, which everyone has been wanting to know since Batman vs. Superman. What made him bleed like this is a mystery. This trailer doesn't really have much in the way of story details. It's just a teaser trailer, so you get a lot of scenes without a lot of dialogue. Here he is at the Daily Planet. There's Lois Lane. Yeah, I think she's a good fit for Lois Lane. I love Amy Adams. I think she's brilliant, but I never thought she was a great pick for Lois Lane. Well, love at first sight. Yep. Sorry, this is very slow, but I might not get copyright striked if I play it slow. Plus, we can look at everything closer. Here's with his adopted father. Look at a little bit of emotional stuff here. Again, I think Corenswet looks like a young Superman. I think he's really pulling off the look of the character. Ah, yes, and he whistles for Krypto. I think Krypto, who we'll see in a moment here, is the star of this trailer, for sure. And I think this is where we're going to get a lot of the marketing and get people excited, because cute dogs and cute super dogs in capes definitely put butts in seats at the movie theater. It begins. Oh, he's so cute. I mean, look at him. He's adorable. White as snow. That is one adorable dog. And he says, "Take me home, Krypto." That's like the only dialogue in the whole trailer. Here we get him saving a girl. That's a pretty great save, actually, because he's like covering her head, and it, really he doesn't just knock her out of the way, blocks her body. Luthor Corp instead of Lex Corp. I don't know. That's weird. Nicholas Hoult looks weird bald also, but I think he's going to knock it out of the park. He's a fantastic actor. He's so great in The Great. We have some war-torn third world country, and the little kid says Superman, almost like a prayer. It's nice. But this trailer, as you can see, it's not just all happy-go-lucky, bright and optimistic. There's clearly like some dark. Oh, Nathan Fillion. That wig is so bad. A big old monster. You see, there's a lot of characters in this, and I'm not sure that it might be like too many characters. That's one thing I'm worried about, that it's just going to devolve into like so many characters that it gets a little too much. Then again, it just really depends on how they pull it off. We saw the Fortress of Solitude, I think, back there. Fight in a stadium. This could go so many different ways, I think, with it just turning into this giant CGI battle at the end that is just like every other superhero movie. That could be frustrating. That's it. That's the trailer. Okay. There's a little bit more. There's lots of Lois and Superman and Clark, and clearly she's going to find out they're the same person in this movie. But I hope they do lean into the romance aspect of it, because that's a fun part of Superman. Okay, July 11th. So I think that's a pretty good trailer. I mean, it doesn't tell us much. I think that maybe the stuff that I'm worried about is, like I said, too many characters. I don't want too much of a cast where you have to spend too much time with all these different superheroes or supervillains, or where they get into too many backstories. That can bog down a movie. I don't know what the runtime on this movie is going to be, but I hope it's not too long. A tidy 2 hours would be so perfect for this. Too many, like the new Batman with Robert Pattinson. It's a good movie, but it is so long. I've never watched it a second time because I just don't think I can sit through it. I'm going to watch it a second time before the sequel comes out. The other thing is sometimes I'm glad that this movie looks very bright and colorful, and we're getting away from like brown and gray, which was so much of the Snyderverse. And if you can't tell, I'm not a Zack Snyder fan. I just think his movies are usually, not always, but usually bad. If you've seen Rebel Moon and Rebel Moon Part 2, he just seems to be getting worse as a filmmaker. But anyways, I'm glad that it's bright and colorful, but at times the cinematography looks almost too saturated and almost too fakey. I am hoping that this doesn't lean too heavily on the overuse of CGI, and like that the color grading doesn't always just feel so overly saturated. Like I want a more natural look here, because I think that goes with sort of the all-American Superman Americana style that's like part of the the foundation of this character and his legacy. And I just don't want it to feel too much like a big CGI fest. And I do worry about that with the cinematography and with some of the scenes. There's some slow motion, which is giving me a little bit of PTSD with the whole Zack Snyder thing. I think the scene with the girl worked really well, but then there's a scene of him like breaking glass that I'm just like, okay, I hope we're not going to do too much of this CGI. The score is also fantastic from what I can tell in this trailer, really echoing some of the John Williams stuff, but also some of the Hans Zimmer stuff. I like the electric guitars and the orchestral mixing together. We'll see how memorable it is in the long run, but hopefully it is great. And I really hope this is a great movie, and I hope it's just a straightforward, fun action superhero movie that really leans into the optimism and hope and cheeriness of Superman, while also giving him actual stakes. You know, like that's the one problem with Superman is he's so powerful. It can feel like, well, where are the stakes? You know, but if they do it right, if they can pull off creating a movie with tension, but also one that isn't too grimdark, isn't too dour and down like so much of the Snyderverse was, I think that they really do have a chance of reviving DC after a really, really long time of DC just kind of sucking in general. Like, there's been a couple good movies. I liked Joker. Of course, that's a very dark movie, but it wasn't part of the DCEU. It wasn't part of the sort of overarching project that was trying so hard and failing so hard at capturing what made the MCU so great for a little while. The MCU has had its fair share of struggles in recent years, obviously. So this comes out July 11th, and I am cautiously optimistic, and I hope we get a trailer that, you know, on the one hand, I hope we get a trailer that gives us a little bit more of the story and some dialogue, and we can sort of see more like what it's going to feel like. On the other hand, I think we live in an era where there's just way too many trailers, and they give way too much away all the time. So I don't want to be oversaturated with too many trailers and marketing for this either. So we'll see. Let me know what you think of the trailer down in the comments. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and peace.
Superman.